Okay, hi guys. Welcome back to X's and O's. What's up? How's it going? Happy August. I can't believe it's August. Time is flying. Time is flying. Happy Leo season if you celebrate. If it's your birthday anytime soon, happy birthday. I don't really have that much to say in the intro today. I want to keep it really short. Last week's was sort of long, so I'm going to keep it shorter this week. I love Jade Fox. I think that she is an incredible content creator. If you're not following her on all her platforms, I highly suggest that you do. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. She also has a Patreon. You know, I love Patreon. I still have my Patreon. If you're not a member yet, you can sign up at patreon.com/nowthisisliving. But yeah, check out Jade's Patreon too. Check out Jade's show on YouTube and also just her YouTube videos that she makes all the time. She's awesome. So highly recommend you check it out. Things that are new for me this week. I meant to mention this last week, I guess. I started to work out at a gym. Okay, so if you start seeing some gains, you won't. But if you did, that's why. But again, you probably won't. But I'm just trying to stay healthy, keep my brain healthier by moving my body. And I mean, yeah, I wouldn't mind getting a little bit more fit, but that's really not the goal. The goal, I think working out is so good for your brain. So if you're stressed or have any kind of anxiety, whatever, I highly recommend you checking out working out. Check out working out. Ever heard of it? No, but it is one of the easiest things for me to put on the back burner for myself is my actual physical health and going on walks and working out and stuff like that. It's so helpful. So getting back into the swing of that, I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago now that I signed up with this gym. So we'll see what happens. You'll see what happens. If you're watching on YouTube, you'll definitely see what happens. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple or anywhere else, then pretend I'm jacked right now, okay? That's what I want you to picture in your head. Close your eyes. Imagine me yoked. I can't even take myself seriously. And while we're talking about all those platforms, if you have any time today to rate this podcast, whether you're listening on iTunes or Spotify, or if you're watching on YouTube, if you just give it a thumbs up, it really helps a lot and it means the world to me. You can give it whatever rating you want. Obviously, 5 stars sounds great to me, but you can be honest. But I would love if you guys would rate the show. It means the world to me and it's really helpful. So if you don't mind, give it a go. It's not that hard to do. If you're just sitting around thinking, listening, please give me a rating. Okay. Honestly, that's all I have for the intro this week. I hope you enjoy this episode. I think it's really good. I really love Jade again. I know I already said it, but I think that she's just so entertaining and awesome. So I hope you like this conversation and can't wait to see you next week. Love you. Bye. Okay, hi guys, my name's Shannon Beveridge. Welcome back to X's and O's, a podcast where we talk about queer relationships and sex. And today I'm joined with the greatest, best creator, Highness. What did you just call yourself?
The baddest bitch.
Baddest bitch.
All of it.
Fashionista. Love all of your fashion content so much. You can follow Jade on all social media platforms. But yeah, today we're in my bed with Jade Fox.
Yep.
Thank you for being here.
Than's for having me. Is this where Raven Simone's
Yeah.
at?
Oh, fuck yeah. Do you want to meet her? She would love you.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
What? The way I blow that bitch's DMs up?
No, wait. Okay.
It's insane.
Literally, they asked me for guests. They were like, I'll send them your shit. Easy.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh my God. Of course. You would love.
That would be great.
She's so fucking cool.
I would love that.
So intimidating. I was like, I've literally grew up with you.
Yeah.
And we're kind of the same age, right?
How old is she?
I think
in my mind she's early 40s, but that's not the case.
No, I think she's only a few years older than us.
She's just been successful her whole life.
Because when she was Raven, she was probably only 2 or 3 years older than us, if you think about it.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Did that thing happen at your school where all the girls just adopted her personality?
Oh my God, yeah.
It's crazy. You had whole clones, girl. You don't even know.
She probably knows.
Well, her wife doesn't know. She said, "Who? Raven? Huh? Who?" Anyway,
I can't.
Anyway, hey guys.
Okay. On top of everything, you have your own line of clothes too. The Hill Fox. I almost said Hilltop.
Yeah. I mean, we're on a little bit of a hiatus right now because making clothes is a lot of money.
Yeah,
and it's a lot of work.
Yeah,
and I am one bitch.
You're doing everything. all the time. I also watched something where you said you want to be a creative director. Like that's your dream.
I just don't stop.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that I want to do. I mean, we were like briefly talking about it out there, but just like, I love being creative. I love making things, but like, what does it mean to not do this? Like, what would it mean for it to exist outside of the vlog or like video content that I've been doing, and creative direction, fashion design, and like all these other little avenues. Not little avenues. These are big jobs.
Huge avenues.
Like huge, big career things. Yeah, I'm just interested in them, and I'm trying to, I don't know, just see what I like.
Yeah. Well, you're so talented. I think you have like some of the best thumbnails on YouTube.
Are you serious?
I'm not kidding. The ones that I love your thumbnails.
Thanks.
Yeah, they're so good. And like,
wow.
I think that all your setups always look so good too. Like you're really like thoughtful about like the vibe of your YouTube channel, which how did you start your YouTube channel? Because it's definitely, you definitely were more comedy before, right? And now would you say you're more...
I'm an adult and I have bills, and so I can't just be talking shit online no more.
Well, you do a lot of fashion, but you're also like, it's very like personality based too. Like it's you. So how did you start on YouTube?
I was just being bored and gay. I was in college in Virginia. Shout outs to VCU, VCU alumni. And I was learning how to do video editing through my classes.
Okay.
So when you're an advertising major, is my dick out? My pants have a hole in the crotch. Yeah. So when you're an advertising major, you just take really random classes. So I took a lot of just ambiguous creative classes where like no one really knew what it was for. It was almost like just to get your mind thinking creatively more than anything else. And so through those classes, I started learning video editing because I had to do video projects. And then my friends learned that I knew how to edit videos. And then I started editing their stuff. And then my friends were also on the step team. So I would like go in GarageBand and make their songs. And so I was like learning all of these different pieces of software. And then I got bored. And so I was like, well, I had some shit I want to say. And so I started making content in my dorm. I used to do poetry.
No way.
Yeah.
What haven't you done?
Put it in black and white. It was crazy. So yeah, that's like how it started. And all my friends were black and gay.
Yeah.
Still are. And so a lot of the conversations that we were having, just no one was having them on YouTube. It was like couples and like studs, like body rolling, you know, on the platform, but like nobody was like talking about the stuff or like even like the humor, like making the jokes that we were making or, you know, with the insights that we were discussing. And so I was like, well, I'm gonna do it. And so I brought it over to YouTube, and then through there just started making fun of gay people and then called them sketches.
Fair
And yeah, here we are.
What year was that? Like what year would you say you actually started doing like YouTube?
Like 2012.
Okay.
Probably.
Yeah.
Cringe.
Great. I mean,
gross.
I think so much of the YouTube thing and like being successful on YouTube is being the first of your voice on YouTube. Like it really.
None of us are qualified.
No,
we just did it first.
When people like ask me like what made you like brave enough to do it, I'm like I didn't really know what I was doing. Like
I just have to be brave.
I just did it. And I didn't know it would turn into like this, obviously, because this didn't even exist.
No.
Like, did you even have AdSense when you first started YouTube?
No.
Yeah, me either.
Just for vibes. That's the only reason why I was there.
No, literally, I started YouTube just so I could talk to my Tumblr following at the same time. Like, YouTube was just like the easiest platform to upload the video to.
Yep.
And that was it. And all my videos were unlisted. Like, you couldn't find them unless you followed me on Tumblr. And then it just like organically grew. I graduated college and I was like, I guess I'd just try to do this. And also at the time I had a clothing line. So I thought YouTube would be a good way to like, I knew I already had this like audience on Tumblr. And I was like, I mean, I guess I could get more so that more people would buy these things. And then I was just like, woke up one day and I'm like, wow, I'm making more money off the AdSense than I am on the product that I was selling. Yeah. And then here we are today. And now I'm making clothes again. In 20.
Are you wearing what you're making?
This hat, yeah.
It's very cute.
And your hat. Oh,
Look at us.
So cute.
Two dykes with our making hats.
Literally.
Of course you are.
Gayest shit ever.
Of course
Gayest shit
making
ever.
hats. Probably down there making
it.
carabiners and bootcut jeans.
I have a carabiner too. I literally do. I also have a sweatshirt for you if you want it. When you
Okay.
leave. Yeah. Or
Thanks.
a t-shirt, whatever.
What is this?
My sushi station sign?
Yeah. Is that a euphemism?
You know, I didn't think about that until people were like, Shannon, that's so gay of you. And I was like, ew, yeah. But I didn't mean for it to be. There used to be an old place like on La Brea that was all signs. Do you remember that? It was like all like old signs, like kind of over Fairfax area. And you could just go in and buy whatever you wanted. And they were selling that. Yeah. It was all like sushi station, or it'd be like letters and like crazy stuff.
Wow.
And one day I was walking home from, I think, the flea market, like the Melrose Trading Post or something. Walked in, saw that. Me and my old roommate were like, that would be so funny to put in our living room. And that was like 2 apartments ago. And now I moved here. My roommate here is like much more femme girly. Like this didn't really make sense in our pink living room.
Got it.
So I was like, but I'm not ready to part with it yet. And it's great when the light's on. Like if the lights are off in my room and I'm watching a movie, it's like perfect ambiance.
There's lights in it?
Mm-hmm. But I put them in there.
Okay.
So I'm into a project. I'm into a DIY. I feel like we're actually we have a lot in common.
We're the same person in a different font.
Literally, because I'm also do creative direction. I also do like photography. I know you just went to that Sony thing.
Yeah.
What was that like?
It was very cool. It was, I'm so annoying. So you're supposed to go and like try out a bunch of different cameras, see what their lineup is, see what you like, and hopefully, you know, if you don't have a Sony, adopt Sony into your creative journey. And so it's just kind of like, you know, a petting zoo for cameras, basically. But I decided to go and I was like, I'm going to make friends. And then I just went and just like told everyone my business. And, you know, I got probably a little too close to the Sony people. They know a lot about me now.
I think that's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
As we shoot on a Sony, shout out Sony. Love
Sony. Hit the email. You already know what to do.
Oh my God, I have a connect there too if you want mine, but I'm sure you have.
You have everything. You know, Raven Simone, she's been in your bed. You got sushi signs. Like
I love to help. Helping is like my biggest love language, I think. Like acts of service.
Are you a Virgo?
No.
Oh.
I'm a Pisces.
Oh.
I don't know if I liked that O. The O started nice and then
no, I fuck with Pisces. Y'all just be lying. That's
really?
All. Yeah.
Tell me more.
But y'all don't know you're lying. So I hold space and empathy for y'all.
Wait, why am I like how?
Because the Pisces will be like, I'm over you. No, you're not.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think Pisces drink their own Kool-Aid. And then y'all be fucking around and finding out.
I'm definitely find out all the time. Don't worry. I find out for sure.
But I love a Pisces.
I'm always in trouble. What are you?
Leo.
Okay.
And we're in Leo season.
Yeah, I know. Did you have your birthday already or is it coming?
It's coming up. It's next week.
Oh my God. Happy early birthday.
Thank you.
Are you excited? Do you have a birthday plan?
I love
Multiple
my birthday
plans?
I do. I have a loose plan. I'm going to do it solo because I'm not doing no birthday dinner.
Fair.
Cut it out with the birthday dinners. It's just the splitting the check.
I know
thing.
It's so awkward, but
like
also if it's your birthday, then you shouldn't pay.
I shouldn't, but like because
But then you're like, I'm also inviting you to come celebrate me.
Yeah, and there's a lot of things you have to think about with a birthday dinner. Like we're in a recession.
Fair.
Some people have kids.
Who are you inviting? I mean?
Right, and then you got to pick a vibe that's like appropriate. And with LA, it's like the vibe can be great, but then the people are weird.
Fair.
It's just a lot of thought. So I think I'm just going to do like a little solo dolo spa.
Oh. You know. Do you go to like a Korean spa?
You got to get naked in those.
You do. You do have to get naked.
And I don't know.
Is that not your vibe?
On my birthday, I don't want to be the one. Like, if there's
on your
anyone
birthday,
naked, I want to choose who the other naked person in the room is.
Okay, that's so fair. I've only been to the Korean spa one time and my nipples bled.
What?
Have you ever done it?
No, and I'm not going to.
Am I not selling it for you? No, I went for someone's birthday, which I was like, so a group of people.
Okay.
I didn't know you had to get naked. I get in there, I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Disrobe.
I don't love to be naked around other people. I think it's probably from like that kind of like locker room like a lesbian locker room mentality, not the male one, but the one where you're like prude. So I don't love to be naked, especially around friends. I'm like, I don't know if I want you guys to see all this.
Right.
But we get there, we're all naked. They're like, this is what
Wait, sorry, pause. Yeah. So you don't have robes on? You don't have like a towel?
You can have a towel, yeah.
Okay.
I was clinging to my towel.
Okay.
But a lot of people were not.
Okay.
And then when you get there, they're like, what service do you want? And whoever I was with at the time, we like picked this like scrub thing. I didn't know that meant I would have to get butt ass naked in a room with her and this other stranger.
Yep.
Not our friend, random woman. And they like scrub the fuck out of you with like a salt kind of thing, like a body scrub. And you like start on your stomach, they're rubbing your back. Then you roll over to your front, butt ass naked. Then they're scrubbing your front, scrubbing my nipples. They bled. They literally bled. It was so aggressive. And then I was like in tears, but like I'm the type of person who goes to the dentist to feel everything. And I don't say I feel anything. Like I was just like, okay, just you got to get through this. You got to get through this. And then she goes, flip on your side. So then I had to flip on my side. She's scrubbing the fuck out of my armpits. I was like, this is... I mean, my skin felt brand new. I was a baby.
Yeah.
No, she must have taken like 20 layers. I was like a new person. But my nipples hurt for like 2 weeks. Literally rubbed raw and bled. And I was like, can't you see that they're bleeding?
That's insane.
It was crazy. But some people love it.
Wow.
Did you know you could get all that?
I'm never doing that.
But you could go. It is amazing if you don't have to do that scrub. They're also really aggressive. Like they just throw buckets of water on you. Like they're just.
I don't want that. I don't want that.
I'm glad I can say I did it. I'm glad I can say I did it, but I don't need to do it again.
My nipples are big too. If they bled, it'd be a scene.
Mine aren't small.
You were just a little spotty.
I'm trying to decide. I'm like, what are mine
just
like?
A little spotty nip.
I'm like,
fine. It's fine. It's cool.
This episode today is sponsored by Tomboy X. You know them. You love them. I know them. I love them. They have been a sponsor of this podcast since the very first episode, and I appreciate them so much. They are awesome. Tomboy X is queer founded and queer owned, and they make sustainable, size and gender inclusive loungewear, swimwear, and underwear. They obsessively fit test to make sure you have all day comfort, and they have sizes from XS to 6X. I highly recommend the briefs. That's what I wear. They are my favorite. They are so comfortable. They are so cute, and they look really good if you're wearing low-rise pants and you just see like the beginning bit of the logo at the top. I think they're so cute, and if you're a tomboy like me, it fits. But even if you are femme, it fits. They have a size or a look or a style for everyone. And they've been in business for over 10 years, so they know a thing or two about making underwear for you. You can use my code Shannon at tomboyx.com. That is Shannon at tomboyx.com, www.tomboyx.com, and use my code Shannon to get 20% off your order. Thank you again to Tomboy X for sponsoring this episode of X's and O's. I love y'all. I love you so much. I'm wearing your underwear right now. Can't show y'all that, but it's the truth. Okay, hope you enjoyed this episode. But anyway, okay, happy early birthday. I somehow stole that whole story to talk about myself and my bleeding nipples. Sorry
That's
about
crazy.
That.
That's crazy that she did it, and she's like, I don't see anything.
Oh my God, I know. I don't think she cared, but honestly, I wouldn't either.
It's kind of like people who like wax vaginas all day. Like you're like, oh my God, my pussy's out. But then to them, it's like,
they're like, this is the 40th I saw today.
Exactly.
Have you ever gotten a wax?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
One. Yeah.
I've never.
In there.
Often, or you've done it one time?
I've done it twice.
What did you think about like?
Thing is, can I say pussy on this?
Yeah.
I don't know anymore.
Yes, you can say whatever.
Yeah, no. Having bald pussy is kind of cool.
Yeah.
A little bit. It's kind of like
But how bad did it hurt?
The thing is, pain is a part of life.
Okay.
And so the pain that you feel, it's not incredibly unique. It's like a pain that's kind of familiar. It's like if you've gotten a okay, that's dramatic. Not a tattoo.
Do you have tattoos?
I do.
Okay.
It's I mean, it hurts, but it's not.
But some people like
you're fine.
Yeah. I mean, obviously it can't be that bad if girls are doing it all day, every day, all the time. Mm-hmm. But I can't do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if I had to.
It's just the butt part that's when it gets weird. That's when it gets a little strange.
When they do they flip you over?
I mean, they don't like, like do it themselves. like they tell you, kind of move over. And this is when shit gets weird. When they start asking you like, okay, lift this leg, move this leg this way. And the only reason why they're asking you to do that is so that they can get in the nook and the cranny.
I don't like that.
And it's like, I don't know. It's just weird to have someone so casually just
In there.
Yeah. Cause like usually when people are there, it's a different environment.
Oh my God.
Different vibe.
Yeah. Also, my ADHD is coming. Sometimes you'll hook up with a girl and you can tell she's like self-conscious about, and I'm like, I don't know how to explain this to you. I'm not like looking, like I'm not like down there trying to like examine you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like that guy in Toy Story where he's like tinkering with Woody to
Yes,
make him better.
Literally.
I'm
like,
not that.
I'm not down here to like take notes and examine. And girls will be like so self-conscious and you're like, this is not the wax. Like, this is not like, if I don't try to look, I could literally see nothing and do everything I want to do.
Yeah.
You know? Mm-hmm. But like, yeah.
I also think that lesbian do you consider yourself lesbian?
Oh my God. Yeah.
Okay. I do think that lesbian pussy standards are lower.
Like for like what we just like all of them.
I think that it doesn't have to be like perfectly manicured.
Oh my God, no.
If there's a little bit of a smell, it's a pussy. It's supposed to have a little ripe. You know what I mean? Like it's supposed to be a human fleshy part.
Yeah.
And have the experience of a human fleshy part. And I remember being in middle school and be like, no, it's got to smell like bubble gum.
No.
And be bald. And it's like, okay.
It's honestly better if
Bath
it
and Body
doesn't.
Works.
No, it's literally better if it's not so clean.
Yeah.
But clean.
Some people are into like straight from the gym type. I don't know if I'm that.
I can't say that's me either.
Yeah.
You
gotta rinse it off.
I can't say that's me either.
Hose her down. Just like a little bit before we do that
Yeah,
part.
just a little bit. Mm-hmm. Okay, should we talk about relationships?
Why not? We're lesbians on the internet.
We are lesbians on the internet.
We talk about.
Yeah, right. I mean, I would love to shut up about it, but I can't now.
Yeah,
But
you're in too deep.
I'm very deeply into it. What's up with you? What's up with your dating life? Like, how do I casually bring this up?
Dating life feels strong. But I'm single and I am experiencing life as a single person that is now responsible for fulfilling all of my own needs, which I do tend to outsource to women at times when I feel safe and it feels appropriate.
Fair. So fair. Have you been someone who's been in relationships for most of your adult life, or like?
Am I a Nicki fan? Yeah. Like I've been in 2 5-year relationships, damn near back to back. There was like, I want to say that it was a year in between them, but I don't think it was like a full year. I think it was like maybe 7 months, 8 months in, I started talking to like my ex. And then a few months, then we made it like official.
Fair enough. Yeah. I have a similar track record, except for I have like shorter, but also quick back to back.
It just happens.
I feel like in the lesbian community, especially, like women are just such lovers that, well, I guess I am. I'm like, if I meet someone and I really like someone, I'm like, I'm not gonna.
Let's lock it in.
And also I'm not gonna like sabotage things. I'm definitely not like a sabotage, like not gonna explore something if it feels right. You know, I have friends that are really, honestly, it's probably good for some people, but they'll like create a boundary for themselves and be like, I'm not ready yet, so I need to like take a step away from this. I'm more like,
what does that even mean?
I don't know, because I'm like, I don't think that's real. Like, I feel like if you meet someone and you like them, how the hell?
Always ready for love. Always.
Literally. Bring it on, obviously. But are you ready for love now?
I feel that that's not a love that I'm looking for right now, or not necessarily the type of love that I feel like I need right now. I need self-love.
Yeah.
I need to love on myself, and I'm joking, but I'm like dead ass though. Like, I do. No, like I was talking to my friend the other day about how like, oh, you know, people ask, oh, do you want to get married? Do you want to have kids? And I'm just like, unless there is a person in my life who I can see those things with, I don't want them. So like when people are asking me, do you want to be in a relationship? It's like, if there was a person I could see that with, then yeah.
Yeah.
But right now it's like, it's just me, myself, and I.
For sure.
So it's hard for me to like make that call. But dating it's a social experiment.
It really
I feel like
is.
I'm on what's that game where that doll shoots people? Squid Game.
Yeah, I was gonna say Hunger Games. I'm like, that's not fucking right. Yeah, it definitely is a social. It's also, you learn the most about yourself.
Yeah.
Dating.
Yeah. I didn't think that was going to happen. That was actually one of my fears. I was like, oh, I'm going to get out of this relationship and then I'm just not going to learn about myself anymore. Boy, was I wrong.
You know, there's a lot to learn. So you self-identify as avoidant.
Yeah.
And do you feel like that's something, do you think, okay, I feel like this generation right now, a lot of people are like talking about avoidant, anxious, whatever, like attachment styles in general has become like a really big conversation.
Yeah.
My sister is a therapist and she's like,
ooh,
yeah, she thinks that we're leaning on them too hard.
Therapists?
And like, no, the attachment styles.
Oh, got it. Oh, for sure.
Where she's like, yes, obviously, like language is good to have, and like these things are good to know about yourself, but also like it can happen to a detriment to everyone. Where if you like think I'm avoidant, I'm only avoidant, I only show up as avoidant, then you can like sell yourself short of who you could be as a partner. And like obviously, the ideal role would be secure for everyone. Do you think you could become secure?
Yeah, I think that. Okay. I think that when we say, you know, when you find the right person, then, you know, things kind of click in. I think that when it comes to attachment styles, that is especially the case. Because it wasn't until my last relationship where I realized, I was like, oh, okay, I'm avoidant, but I'm with someone who's patient. But I'm with someone who like I can be flawed with. Oop, my bad.
You're fine.
Like I can be flawed with this person. I'm not going to do and say everything correctly with this person, but I'm with someone who understands like my ethos. And so I do think that it's possible to to have whatever attachment style you have and then just move through it. Like, I don't think it's like you need to identify with it so heavily.
Totally.
It's just like this thing that's about you. And it's like, okay.
Because I also feel like it can become a crutch for people.
Oh, no doubt.
Like, I think it can be easily like a thing where if you were like anxiously attached, then like to be like, well, you know that I'm anxious. Like, it's like, but are we not both working towards security? Like, right. Like, so, or like avoid either way. Right.
Yeah.
But like, I think people can lean on it so hard into like being like, and this is who I am. It's like, I don't think it's an identity. Right.
That doesn't fly with me.
No.
I'll stop talking to you. I had an ex who like had a cocktail of mental illnesses. And
not a cocktail.
There would be, truly though, quite the recipe. And like something manic would happen, and say it, you know, resulted in like harm in some type of way, like thrown my way or her way or a chasm of the two. I'd be like, hey, we should talk about this, and she's like, well, I'm mentally ill, and I'm like, well, for sure, but like, what? Like, what do we do about that? Because like,
I'm not arguing with you.
Yeah, like that's
for sure
boots. But like, what do we do now? Like, how do we move through this? Because there are, you know, like consequences and also like certain responsibilities that we have, you know, for ourselves with everything that we come with everything that we're born with.
Totally. And
so I do fully have experience with that notion of like, well, this is just how I am.
Yeah, identity. Like, of like, this is...
I'll push you off a cliff.
Yeah, I mean, at least break up with them.
That. People are too afraid to break up.
It's hard.
Yeah, it's not the 20s and like, you know, this man...
Yeah, but do you feel like you're good at breaking up with people, considering you had 2 really long relationships? I'm just imagining that.
You gagged me. See, here's the thing. Yes, I do actually. It's just, you know, the situations were unique themselves.
Of course.
But I do actually think that I'm pretty good at telling people where I'm at. and being pretty strong on it, because at the end of the day, like, this is my truth.
Yeah.
And you can't, what are you going to do? Tell me no?
No. Yeah. You can't.
Right.
But also, you clearly are down to work on relationships if you stayed in them for as long as you did. What do you think is like what are your biggest like shortcomings in a relationship?
Mine?
Yeah.
No patience.
Really?
So it's like, as soon as like, oh, there's an issue? Well, if we don't solve it in a week, I don't know what's going to happen. So like, I have no patience. And I've learned it. I'm getting better at it. I know, I see the value in it now.
Yeah.
But like, I think before I would just like notice something's wrong and I'd be like, oh, well, let's fix it right now. But certain issues just aren't that easy to fix.
For sure.
Or fixable. Like, some you just kind of like learn to live with.
Yeah.
Which is a wild concept to me.
It is crazy because we're never going to find someone who is 100% exactly what we would pick. Like, that person doesn't exist because people are not perfect people. So
Exactly.
you obviously, there's things you have to like sacrifice and be like, okay, I can love you through that.
Yeah.
But also, we should not sacrifice. Some things we should be stronger on.
I agree 1,000%.
I'm also like talking to myself in my past. I'm like, I should have recognized some things earlier in other situations.
Yeah, same.
I'm also like the opposite. I'm like really patient.
Oh.
Well, but I mean, I have other problems. I'm very defensive. I'm not saying I'm like really defensive. If someone comes to me with something, which I think is like an avoidant attachment kind of thing. But like when someone comes to me with a complaint or something, I tend to think of it as like a character, like they're coming for my character rather than just being like, this thing just hurt my feelings. Like, I had to have a partner once like sit me down and be like, when I give you feedback, it's not me saying, I think you are a bad person or a bad girlfriend.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you did something that hurt my feelings. And I was like, damn, that is so true. Like, my brain immediately is like, well, let me prove to you I'm good. Like, you know that I'm a good you know that I'm a good girlfriend. You know that I would never do. And I'm like totally missing the point.
Yeah.
So
That's like when you like told your mom or something like, hey, Mom, I didn't like that you did that. And then your mom's like, well, I guess I'm just a shit mom.
Literally.
I guess I'll just never buy you carrots again or whatever.
Literally. I know. I like, as soon as it's crazy because, you know, like, just someone saying something to you, when someone cares about you enough and gives you something like that, like in a way that feels loving and safe, like, you actually can hear it so much better. And I remember like that. I will always remember that conversation and like take it with me into like every other relationship, because I'm like, that is so valid. And it was in a moment where things were calmer, because I can be impatient that I want to be like, let's fix it right now. Like, if I get in a fight, I'm like, why would we go to sleep without fixing it or whatever? And now, as I've gotten
you want to sleep on it.
Literally. But as I've gotten older, I'm like, oh my God, wait, when we slept and then we came back together, we were two different versions of ourselves, like both of us.
Yep.
So it's crazy that you're still learning at like 32. So many things all the time.
That old.
No, but like, when you were younger, didn't you think like first of all, I thought by 32 I'd be like married and have like my first kid or something.
Very that.
Are you from Virginia? Originally?
I was born in Washington State.
Oh, wow.
I know.
But how long were you there?
I don't know. I was a military kid.
Oh, okay.
They got me up out of there quick.
Gotcha. Because I'm from Dallas, so.
Dallas is gay.
I've heard. I didn't see
Texas,
it.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't stay ever. I went to college in Oklahoma. Not gay, by the way. I mean, obviously someone's going to be watching this and be like, there's a very unique little gay community in Oklahoma. I'm sure there is.
It's one bar.
Literally.
That they go to.
Literally. No, I'm sure. I mean, there's gay communities everywhere now, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But when I was in college, did not feel very gay. And then I graduated college, went back to Dallas for like 8 months, didn't do anything really, and then went to LA. So I never got to like experience the gay culture in Dallas that much.
Maybe you're not missing much.
I think I'm good on it, but
Yeah.
I do hear I get a lot of people. I definitely have a pretty like big Texas following. I think just because people, like, I've had this like following for a long time, and I feel like it's just like people are just growing up with me. And definitely like my story at the beginning was very relatable to someone from the South or, you know, that area, because I was like sorority girl.
Oh, Ooh,
classic.
cowboy boots and a little mini skirt.
Well, less skirts, but
Okay.
definitely cowboy boots.
Work.
And also like
Work.
wear my Vans with my dress to my date party.
Ah.
And people were like, Shannon's just chill. She's not gay.
Yeah, sneakers with your dress.
Wait, can we talk about fashion?
Yeah.
Because you are so fashionable. My manager told me she watches all of your videos for like fashion inspo for herself, which I'm like,
I love that.
respect.
We love a viewer.
Did that come like, because you were doing comedy videos and then you started doing more fashion stuff. Were you always into fashion? And then you just were like, let me talk about it?
I've always been interested in it, but for some reason, for the longest time, I didn't think that I was like qualified to talk about it.
Fair. Like you don't have a degree in like,
Or just like the way that I dressed, I don't think was very trendy. And so therefore I didn't think that like I could have a voice in fashion. So when I first started making the fashion content, it was less about clothes and like aesthetics and looking like outfits and more about like gender affirming fashion. So it was like I have like a bigger chest. And so with like preferring more masculine clothes, like these are my tips and tricks for how to like kind of
totally
mask that a little bit.
Totally.
Or just like gender affirming, clothing tips that I had just from my personal experience. And then through that, my just general interest in fashion became bigger. The more brands I learned about, the more designers that I learned about, just by Googling for YouTube videos, like is really what deepened my appreciation for fashion. And then, not being so siloed when it comes to just like the mask fashion side of things or like the androgynous fashion side of things and just looking at fashion broader and just like taking up space that way has been really interesting because it's kind of like opened my mind up to all the ways that we can look and present ourselves. And I don't think that I get dressed in a gender affirming way anymore. I feel like, I don't want to say like I graduated out of it because that feels like going from here to here and that's not what I mean.
Yeah.
It's more so just like I now have the knowledge and I know more about what's out there to be able to explore fashion in a way that is not just gender affirming.
Totally.
And so, yeah, I make content kind of like from that space and perspective.
Do you think it helps also that we're kind of in, like as a society moving to a way more androgynous
Oh my God, yeah.
look? Like,
Yeah.
it's, I think like even just like the Jacob Elordi's like wearing purses and stuff. It's kind of like, what is gender affirming anymore when so many people are like towing the line of both? But I really loved the TikTok you made about Billie Eilish.
Oh, they're ripping me to shreds.
Really?
In those comments.
Really?
Coming for their girl, which I wasn't even.
I don't feel like it was like aggressive or like
At all.
anti that at all.
I said, put on that do-rag, sis, I guess. And then in the comments, people are like, let her dress how she wants. It's like, I'm not Billie Eilish's handler.
You can't come for like, I mean, you can come for anyone, but
Yeah.
when you have like a fan base like that, it is like scary, obviously. But it is like, it is interesting the way that she is dressing.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like, I think, okay, can I say something?
Yeah, of course.
So coming on this podcast, I was wondering if that video I made during the pandemic would come up. The one about like talking about, I'm going to connect this in a second.
No worries.
But, like talking about the like divide between like white lesbians and black ones, specifically creators. And as I was wondering, I was like kind of like thinking through like, okay, like what topics could stem from that video. And one very real truth that like black queer people have is how like we see the influence of like black queerness within white queer people in spaces, but y'all don't. And so I bring that up to say like she is fully dressing like Offset right now. Like she is fully in her, like when Miley Cyrus was doing collabs with Wiz Khalifa. Like she's fully in that aesthetically anyway, in that moment. And sure, we'll take it. But let's not act like we don't
That we
see
can't
this.
see it. Yeah.
Like, It's very real, and we definitely see it.
Yeah, like her wearing her bandana underneath her hat with it being sideways. It's like, we've seen this before.
What are we doing, Bill?
We've seen it before. Like,
Yeah.
How can you not call a spade a spade?
Yeah, and especially like with more masculine women, like white women in like the queer space. It's like you can always tell because it'll be like a fitted that doesn't fit and like Tim's with
Not a
like
fitted that doesn't
with like
fit.
old navy shorts, and it's like you have the elements, but like the essence is not quite there. And that's how I feel about Billie. Like I feel like she is rich and gay and letting her little freak flag fly, and I love that for her.
Totally.
I love her and her little like, I don't know, her little Jodeci outfits. It's cute.
But also, yeah, call a spade a spade. It's also crazy when you think about how young she actually is, because it's easy to forget that I'm like, damn, you are a baby. Like I will be so curious to see what she's dressing like 5 years from now and 5 years from then. Like
True.
It's obviously, I don't know. I'm curious to see.
I want to see her with a bust down.
What does that mean?
I love this so much. It's just like little middle part bust down. It's like a wig.
Okay.
Bone straight. And
Got
it's
it.
down to her like thong.
Got it.
That's what I want. I want her to have like a Nicki Minaj like.
I could see it. That could happen, right?
Yeah.
Or it could go so. I'm really curious to see how JoJo Siwa's fashion changes over the next few years.
Same.
Like,
Because I could not call it. I could not predict what
it's
going to be.
Should we talk about that YouTube video? Do you want to?
We can.
We don't have to. If you feel like.
I mean, I pretty much said everything in that video. I was just like, hey guys, stop lying.
It's a great video.
Like that's literally all it was. It was just like because I think I made it like during Black History Month, and I was getting like all these mentions from all these like white queer creatives who I've never heard of, who I've never spoken to, and then they're talking to me as if like we're friends, and it's just like, this isn't. Y'all did a quick Google. This is what happened. Black History Month comes around, and y'all want to seem inclusive, and so y'all do a quick Google to see who are the other like Black and brown creators out there, and then you mention me, and then you say all these nice things, and then I don't hear again from you for another year. And my whole thing was like, you don't have to do that. That was all I was saying. It's like, you don't have to do that, because it's more performative for you to do that than to just be real and just be like, I don't know who Jade is, or I don't follow Jade, or I don't follow many like queer creators or of color or Black creators. So yeah, I think there was also just like an umbrella feeling of like that many Black queer people tend to feel, which is, we know that y'all aren't like trying to be inclusive and checking for us, and that's fine. We can sit at the back of the bus. It's fine. But don't like gaslight us. So when we're like, hey, these spaces are not inclusive, so we're gonna go have our own and go party over here, y'all are like, no, stop. We love Tiana Taylor. Like, what? Zendaya smash. Like, okay. Like,
No, we're like, we'll hire a Black DJ.
that's that. And so, you know, it's just more like just like we've accepted it, and I feel like y'all haven't. And I'm saying y'all as in like
No,
your
it's
people.
fair. It does feel like there's like a transparency there. I do feel like this younger generation of queer people, it feels way more diverse and like inclusive across the board. Like it doesn't feel, I definitely feel in our generation, just outside of the influencer world, like queer spaces feel very segregated.
Yeah.
Like there are like definitely parties that feel white, definitely parties that don't feel white. It feels very like, and it's been like that since I remember when I moved to LA, feeling like, why are they so separate? And it does seem like when I go to Brooklyn or like when I'm in New York, especially, it feels much, and with younger people. I love Brooklyn. I love Brooklyn too. But it does feel like there's like something that is shifting, which is obviously beautiful and ideal, like what I would wish for like sometimes I like worry for our generation, like, are we so ingrained in this separation from each other that like, how do we bridge the gap? Like, how do we create a space that feels authentically like we're trying to have a party together where both sides are like, this isn't performative.
Right. I don't know what that would look like. Just like, I don't know what that would look like, and maybe it's not a party setting.
Yeah,
because
true.
I think the reality of party settings is like, you want to hang out with people, you want to listen to music that you and your friends listen to, you want to like meet people who you would actually date and who you're attracted to, and so that may look like more folks from your community, and I think that that's just the truth.
True.
So maybe it's not like a party space, maybe it's something that's like more networky or something that's a bit more like community based. Because I do think that's where you see in those more like community based or even like movement related spaces, like that is where you see a lot of that overlap. Especially like even in the pandemic, like just seeing trans women, Black women, you know, like really be at the front lines, like for George Floyd and everything else that happened. And so it's like you do see like people will come outside of their like respective spaces for like a general cause. And so maybe that's what it would look like. But or maybe we just get like a panel of biracial people.
Totally.
And they just
like, tell us what to do.
Exactly.
Hey, you guys tell us what to do.
Exactly. Just a panel of like Blasians and
I feel like
else.
like the dyke days and like the park settings, even because there's obviously there is like a party element to that, but it definitely feels again more like it's just more blended.
Yeah.
It definitely the party scenes where it's like everyone showing up at midnight. There's like the music, like it is so. I feel like I've just walked into spaces where I've just immediately been like, oh my God, I don't think anyone probably wants me here, honestly, and I'm sure. Vice versa, like it's like the same, but like I wish it wasn't like that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I don't know, I kind of like the segregated
fair,
like I don't know, man, keep it separate. I mean, in some spots, like here we are, right? This is a space, but no, I feel like yeah, if there, I was actually talking to my friend the other day about how we have a huge like ageism problem.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like there are so many elder queers who would love nothing more to like help out younger queer folks or just be in the room with younger queer folks, just to like witness what it looks like what are we up against, talk to us, whatever. But those spaces don't exist.
No.
Like, I would say that that's seldom being in those spaces more so than like more like diverse spaces.
Oh my God. Yeah. Recently I was talking about, I don't know like older lesbians. Like I don't see them. I don't like have that representation. I was on a cruise with my family in like Europe, and I mean I just didn't even see like lesbians, queer people at all. Like, you know what I mean? And like especially, and the whole cruise was old. Everyone was old. It was an old crowd, and there was a gay night on the cruise every night at this one bar.
Every night.
That's
wild.
LGBTQIA plus night.
Period.
At the bar, and I went, and there were gay men there, like older gay men. No older lesbians, or maybe there was like two. But I was just like, I see so little of myself older. Yeah. Especially, and no like shade to any older lesbian, but there's just so many of them have been like my volleyball coach. You know what I mean?
Screaming.
Literally. Yeah. Like that's what I've seen. That's what I know. And I'm like, I don't really know people who like look like me, who have families. Like I don't even care. I don't even really need that. It's not like I need to see like two older moms. It's just like, where are we exactly?
I do think, I mean, I could be reading this wrong, but I do think that in general, we like the world doesn't treat older folks well.
Yeah.
And maybe that deters them from even going outside in the fucking first place.
Fair enough.
Like, I remember when I was in Hawaii, I saw a couple. It was this like white lesbian couple. They looked so cute. Me and the person I was with were like coming up with their backstory, like as we're like, because we're like walking towards each other. And I was like, I should say something. I should say something, even if it's just like,
hey girls,
thanks for being out, or like thanks for, you know, just like being visibility, or I'm glad you're here, you know, like something like that, because you don't know what they've been through.
Totally.
You know. And I didn't, and I like still think about that. That's like over a year ago, but like
Did
I
they
don't know.
respond? Did they say anything? You didn't.
I didn't. I
didn't.
didn't. I
Okay.
didn't. And I wish I did.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that there's just like I don't know. When I see older folks and I see them out living their best life, I'm like, you are in an anomaly.
Yeah, agreed.
But I also don't live in, I guess we live in LA.
There's not that many old people.
Yeah, there's not many oldies here.
Or young. Like
That.
baby. Like when I say a baby, I'm like, what the hell are you doing here?
Exactly.
It's very like a group of people.
Exactly.
Do you feel like, because I kind of feel like in queer spaces in general, because we're already like a minority, I think then there is this other level of really trying to find people who you 100% relate to. And I feel like it also lends itself to just like more natural segregation of groups of like I have a lot of lesbian friends who are in sororities. That's weird. I mean, it's not weird. Obviously.
No, that's weird.
You're like, I don't have any of those.
I don't know what that is.
But isn't that like, don't you think it makes sense? Because we're like, okay, you spend so much of your life feeling very different.
Yeah.
And then you're finally like out and being yourself. And then the second you find anyone who's like really similar to you, you're like, and you're one of me.
Yeah.
And I also feel like that probably is why this younger generation of queer people is having less of that, because they spend less time feeling so different and like alone. Like they're like, oh, what's your experience? Because their experience is like maybe a little less traumatic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're like, I don't need you to be exactly like me.
Yeah.
I almost felt like when I was coming out, like I needed to talk to someone who was like me.
Yeah.
Like I need me to talk to me so that I don't feel so alone.
It's almost like, because I think our thing as creators a few years ago was relatability, like being relatable in that way that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's less of that, and it's just like we just need to have the same type of mind. It's
Totally.
like, do you know TikTok references?
Yeah.
Okay, that's enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or like, do you have the same cocktail of mental illnesses that I do? Work.
Yeah.
Let's spiral together.
Totally.
Like it feels like that is more so where they're at. Also, I think that, I mean, maybe I'm reading this wrong, but I feel like younger folks, like younger than us, they tend to appreciate individuality a little bit more than we did.
Yep.
Or just like, oh, you're nothing like me. Okay, tell me more.
Yeah.
You know?
Agreed. Well, do you think?
As long as you're on the same side of things.
Yeah, exactly. But it's also maybe because the world shrank so much. Like their world is you can see everything. Like if you want to, you can see everything. But then also it like makes you, things that are different don't feel as crazy different because you've grown up seeing it. I had to go looking for lesbians. Like I had to log on to Tumblr to find them.
You had to lock in.
I had to look
Clock
for
in.
it. It wasn't just like in my face or like there, or like you didn't have a For You page of TikTok that curated it for you accidentally that you didn't even purposely do. Like everyone during COVID being like, how did I end up on lesbian TikTok? It's like, yeah, because you watched every lesbian video for like a minute and you were swiping on the other ones, even if you didn't like it. The algorithm is so smart that it was like, and this is what you want to see.
Yeah.
Whereas like I'll speak for myself, but I feel like I had to search it out. Like I had to go find it. So yeah.
I think that the younger generation is also just more queer, period.
Agree. Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I think our generation is the same. I think we've always been this queer, but they're just finally like.
I think we like it took us too long to give ourselves permission to be this. And once they decided it at like 5,
Yeah.
then it was just like, well,
Yeah.
get into it to everyone around them.
I'm stoked. I think it's going to be so much better. Like I'm so excited for this generation of queer people to not feel like they go to a party and it's like the party was not for them. Like
That.
I feel like the party should be for everyone, all of those parties. I hope as they get older and start throwing the parties and we're all forced to also attend those parties. Although
We're gonna be
I
the
won't be
elders.
going out anymore.
We're gonna be the elders
Yeah.
in
that's so
in
true.
the section with the sparkly
I'm down to
bottles.
be there.
I'm gonna be up in there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be in there.
I have some years left on me still.
I do. I asked my friend the other day, I was like, at what point are you gonna like stop going out? And my Jamaican friend was like, never. And then everyone else was like, oh, pretty much as soon as I'm like wifed up and like booed up, I'm probably like not going to be out like that. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I'm going to be like out for
I'm
at
down to
least
keep
another
going
20
out.
years.
I also don't like club. Do you feel like you go to clubs?
I do love a club.
You love a club? Yeah.
love a
I feel like
club.
I'm mostly still just like, well, I'm not a big dancer, I have to say. So I'm mostly always just been going to bars. So I feel like I could see myself, I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to do this forever,
Yeah.
but I also feel so young. I definitely feel like I have the, what do you call it? What do you call it? Like when you're late in life to being
Late bloomer?
yeah, but like being yourself, like delayed adolescence,
I've never heard of this.
delayed puberty or something. It's like the idea that like queer people, like most people get to start dating when they're like 13, 14, 15 and they're like openly dating. Like I don't feel like I started having those experiences until I was like 21, 22. So like I feel like years younger than I am.
Like years in experience.
Yeah.
I feel that deep in my shondo. Yeah. Especially
Yeah.
dating now at 32.
Yeah. How is dating at 32 for you?
It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Like it's fun because like I now, okay, this is going to sound weird, but like I have no issue saying no. I have no problem if you don't like me.
Yeah.
However, I got ghosted for the first time, the first and only time. And I almost wish it happened again because now it's just the one.
Yeah.
Now she's in my phone and I'm like, and I have
Okay,
to go back in that message and see I was left on red.
Yeah. When you say ghosted, what do you mean? You went on a date and then, or like how?
Okay, no.
What did I do with this?
See, I don't even want to talk about it because I'm not going to, you know, I feel like she already has enough power. But just like, I don't often express interest and then have that interest not be reciprocated. And so that was the first time. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
don't
love that.
I don't love that. I don't love that. And I hate that it's just her because I'm like, ugh, now you're like the only one. You're like the one who ghosted me.
I don't like that
And
either.
you go
For
down
you.
and go down in my history as the one who ghosted me.
Do you have a type?
Yeah.
What is it? Not the shame. Like,
It's I do feel shame. I do feel shame. You just need like an undeniable face card. Like just pretty. Pretty. Personality, I don't too much care, but like don't give me everything I want. Like be a little guarded, little
Okay.
daddy issue thrown in there.
got it.
Yeah, during the summertime, knotless braids are nice. Tooth gems are cool. A bust down maybe. But
And now I know what that is.
and now you know what that
Thank
is.
you so much.
But yeah, no, not a requirement. Just but yeah, pretty girls with a little bit of an issue.
Okay. So you'd say like more femme?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. How do you identify it? Like, do you pick
On the scale of
Yeah.
like femme to mask. I don't think I identify anywhere anymore.
No.
I think before, if you would have asked me, I would have said mask. But now, I just kind of like fit the need. Like, what is necessary right now in this space? Okay, then I will fill that space.
Yeah.
Because even with my parents, like the things that they did weren't very gendered. Like that's why I'm always boasting about my dad, and I'm like, ugh, not me talking about a man on the internet and like in positive ways, but. He was like the most healthy version of masculinity I've ever seen.
Wow.
Like it was very quiet. He's not a loud guy. My mom would cook and without any questions, he would just grab a towel and just start doing the dishes. If they were arguing and like I knew about them arguing, he would never like say or act in a way that like disapproved of her in front of me and like stuff like that. And just the way that he just like assumed responsibility in a lot of ways I found really inspiring. And so I feel like the way that looks now in my relationships, especially when we're talking about like the feminine role, the masculine role, like I don't really think about it and I don't think I perform either one.
Fair.
I just kind of fit in where I need to be.
Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like not exactly the same, but my dad was kind of more of like I would almost say he's metro, and my mom is like literally like never, like she'll leave a hair salon with her hair wet. She doesn't let them like blow dry it out. Like she's just like she's not never buying new clothes for herself. And my dad had like nice underwear, like literally paid for stuff like that. So like also I don't see gender, obviously, but I don't like assign myself to anything too intensely.
Yeah.
Like also like obviously I'm not super feminine, but I just say I'm a chapstick lesbian. But mostly because I think I literally feel like none of those labels aside from lesbian are like that important. Like anything under it is like, okay, it's just really a marking tool or like something for whatever. But the reason I've like stuck with the chapstick lesbian thing is because I have seen people like hear it and really like relate to it and be like, oh my God, I never heard anyone say it like that, and like feel very like affirmed in themselves because of it. So I still will say it just because I'm like, if this is something that helps you in your journey to self-discovery, I'm down to say it. But like, I don't care that much. Like it doesn't really, I don't need it anymore.
Fair. I get that.
You know? Like it doesn't do anything really for me anymore. Other than
you're just, like, I'm for the people.
Yeah. And I just know that, well, yeah.
I'm a community leader.
Exactly.
That's what you said.
I'm for everyone. No.
I just want whatever label means that I get to be cunt.
Okay. I feel like you can do that.
That's all. That's the one I want. And I feel like mask, no.
You don't think?
I mean, maybe you can. Who's mask and Jacob Elordi?
Exactly. Hey.
Wow. Coming full circle, folks.
I like his clothes a lot.
He be having Birkins and stuff.
Do you think that lesbians dress like men or men dress like lesbians? I saw a TikTok the other day of this guy saying he got onto like mask lesbian TikTok and like that it changed the way he dressed.
Yeah.
And I was like, that is so sick.
Yeah.
I feel like it's probably going both ways all the time.
I do think it is going both ways. I think that lesbians are inspired by men, but not the men of today.
Yeah.
Like James Dean and shit.
For sure.
Or just like guys from back there. And then I think that men are inspired by the lesbians of today.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
I get that. I feel like that. Do you think if you get married, will you wear a suit?
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
But like a very, very sickening cunty suit though.
Fuck yeah. Do you think you'll get married?
Probably. I'm a lover girl. And I love a party.
I love a party too.
Celebrate what? You want to come and celebrate my love?
Literally.
Yes.
Also, and a Leo nonetheless. Like,
what? I want it to be like one of those Indian weddings that like lasts like 2 weeks.
No, totally. Do you know who G Flip is?
Yes.
They do a wedding every year with Chriselle. Every year. And they're going to do it for their whole relationship. But the weddings...
Wait, a wedding for themselves?
Yep. Every year. They're going to do it for like forever. But the weddings aren't all like... They're not necessarily like hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like they were saying to me, they're like, if we had one in an Olive Garden, like that would be the wedding. And they're like kind of like very spontaneous. So it'll be like a week before or 2 days before they tell people we're getting married again tomorrow.
I'm here for that.
In Palm Springs. If you want to come. And they're like saying like basically it's like a celebration of their love every year. And I'm like, yeah, like we celebrate our birthdays. Why the hell wouldn't we celebrate that? And also relationships are like way harder than staying alive.
That. Then the thing is, because they're gay, if they break up, they're going to keep doing it. They're not going to stop doing it. They're going to do like, oh, we're broken up, but we still celebrate our past love that we have for each other because we grew so much as people.
They're like, this is our 1 year breakup party.
This
is our 2 year breakup party.
Gay people, man.
Yeah, it's a complicated situation. Okay, I have one more thing I want to talk about. I completely agree with you, and I've talked about it before, about the YouTube of it all and how YouTube pushed out content.
Yeah.
And I always felt like once it got brought to my attention, especially, I was like, oh my God, clearly YouTube loved me and my first girlfriend because we were so girl next door.
Camisole.
Yeah. And my my hair was still long. Like I was even more femme than I am now. And we were just like very girl next door, very like, very white, very palatable. And I felt like YouTube really pushed our content so much. What do you think about TikTok and the way it pushes content for white versus non-white?
I think that this is what I think. I think that if you're a white gay and TikTok is pushing white gay people to you, that makes sense. I guess, and I don't expect the platforms to try to remedy the ideology that is baked within this country. You know what I mean? So I think that what TikTok decides to push is just a reiteration of what you have told it that you want.
Yeah.
But I do think that if we want to be a queer person who is making an attempt to be more inclusive, is making an attempt to like even be more community focused, then you need to do the work to then educate the platforms, to educate the algorithms on what the information that you actually want to be fed.
Totally.
Because even when it comes to like Palestine and everything that's going on, like I had to tell the algorithm, like, I care about this.
Yeah.
I want to know about this. I want to see this content.
Like repost.
Yeah.
Reposting especially, I see
Engage.
does the most for my like For You page.
Yeah. Even if it's like creators that you're not necessarily interested, like if you're not interested in what I make, but like you want to support, you know, Black queer creators, and engage.
Yeah.
Send it to someone that you think will fuck with it.
Yeah, totally. I feel like TikTok's algorithm feels way more like tech based, like actual, like just like computer. And YouTube felt more like there were human,
love this.
like, but human beings behind what also got pushed.
Yeah.
And it still feels that way, I think, on YouTube with like
sure.
what becomes trending on like the trending page. There's clearly like a very human element to YouTube and YouTube's algorithm. And TikTok feels way more like, it feels very like they created a hell of a computer. And it's like,
Yeah.
you will get fed what you feed it, and it will feed you what what it thinks you want, you know?
Yes.
Which is in some ways amazing for all content creators on the platform because there's kind of space for everyone. But I think you're completely right that if you want to encourage the algorithm to feed you any kind of diversity, you have to tell it to.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
well,
then you got to accept the limitations, because at the end of the day, the people making this stuff are racist.
I mean, yeah.
So there's that.
TikTok is all China, right?
I think so. But they're trying to get that girl up on out of here.
They're
trying to get TikTok out of
know,
here.
but
They
it's
said
not gonna
y'all are too
happen.
powerful.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of X's and O's. I will have all of Jade's information in the bio below. They have a show themselves. It's amazing. Yep. The quality is honestly 8 times better than mine, so you should check it out. And you have awesome guests on there. I'm obsessed with Heartbeat and have been forever. Like,
she's amazing. You're gonna gag when the next season comes out. Super gaggy. Super gaggy.
make sure you guys are following so you see everything that Jade posts. And if you're into fashion, also highly recommend you follow them on everything.
Yeah.
Okay, goodbye.